Now, Rhymefest took on incumbent Willie B. Cochran and finished with 20% of the vote in the primary, allowing him to advance to the runoff elections. It's very rainy, wet, windy, cold. We're talking winds, sustained winds, about 20 miles an hour out of the northeast. We're seeing gusts up to 40 miles an hour out here. But he did release this 3-page statement, not really apologizing for the incident, more so defending it. It's here outside of City Hall where protesters tried to storm the street today, some of them getting arrested. And good morning, I'm John Treeweiler taking a live look outside right now. It looks like a warm, crisp day out there, but cold temperatures are still dominating much of Chicago. I've got details coming up next on when the warm-up's coming and just how warm it's going to get. Stay with us today, so no umbrella when you head out there for lunch. As we take a look at tonight's conditions, temperature will be about 26. It'll feel about 25, winds about 5 miles per hour, no big deal, as we enjoy those later days with that sunset at 7:13. We'll take a look right now at that 5-day forecast. One of those races we are particularly interested in is that in the 20th Ward, where incumbent Willie B. Cochran has been challenged by Shay Rhymefest Smith, a Grammy Award-winning artist who's hoping for another win tonight, that of being elected to the Chicago City Council for the first time. He's no stranger to the spotlight. Having published multiple albums and winning his very own Grammy, Rhymefest has accomplished what most would hope to do in a lifetime. But now he's closer than ever to being a Grammy Award-winning alderman in Chicago.
I mean, we have to not, in this ward, just have someone who's managing poverty. We have to have thought leaders and advocates for the community.
We walked the 20th Ward with Rhymefest to get a feel of how voters are reacting to this former rapper turned politician.
He's really about bringing businesses back into the 20th Ward, and I think that that's a really great idea. He's talking about pretty much addressing all the concerns and all the needs of what the community has been talking about.
Now, Rhymefest took on incumbent Willie B. Cochran and finished with 20% of the vote in the primary, allowing him to advance to the runoff elections. However, even though he's made it this far, some think that's not even enough to clinch a win.
And to mount such a campaign against the alderman, you really got to have a plan. He doesn't have a plan. They're really looking for someone with experience. He doesn't have experience. His biggest job in the next 40 hours is to convince people that he has both.
Regardless of what happens, Rhymefest has made a mark on the political scene here in Chicago and won't be far away.
But we have to be organized and we have to have structure. And I'm going to work for that until I'm done.
Now, Rhymefest is just one of 28 candidates vying to win in the runoff elections tonight. Another race we are going to be keeping a very close eye on is that in the 50th Ward, where Chicago's longest-serving alderman Bernie Stone is being challenged by Deborah Silverstein, who is endorsed by Rahm Emanuel. Once again, we're live alongside Michigan Avenue. Lucas and Jennifer, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, John. Coming up on Newsbeat,
Newsbeat's very own John Treeweiler is live outside, braving the conditions for us.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Veronica and Joe. We are live alongside Michigan Avenue this morning, where it's one of those days you don't want to be outside if you don't have to. It's very rainy, wet, windy, cold. We're talking winds, sustained winds, about 20 miles an hour out of the northeast. We're seeing gusts up to 40 miles an hour out here. Heavy rain at times. Wind chill values, when you factor in that wind speed, bringing wind chill values down to about 24 degrees. That's what it feels like out here. I want to pull up that radar image we have, and if we take a look at that radar image we snapped earlier this morning, you'll see that there's snow up by parts of Iowa and up there in Wisconsin, but there's that frontal boundary, and that large area of green is all that precipitation coming across central Illinois, coming across Chicago, giving time for severe weather for us. So back to us on Michigan Avenue. It's one of those days you don't want to be out here. If you've got an umbrella, your umbrella will just inverse and fold right out. Not a good day to be out here at all. Severe weather expected tonight after about 1 o'clock, and we could see potentially more damaging winds as well as pea-size hail. We'll keep you updated as the latest weather develops. Once again, I'm John Treeweiler, live alongside Michigan Avenue. Back up to you guys in the warm studio.
Thank you so much, John. You're such a trooper.
Luckily, the woman's 2 cats made it out alive.
Oh my goodness, I'm glad we don't have alligators here in Chicago. Right. Well, that's it for Newsbeat today. I'm John Treeweiler.
And I'm Catherine Gamby for Anna Samofka and Jennifer Sheehan. We'll see you next week.